Hey there, boaters. I'm Captain Stacey Hanrahan, and welcome to Monday's episode of The Boaters TV. First up, our Captain's Caption photo was provided by Tyler Johnson. We'll reveal the caption of the day at the end of the show. Now in smooth sailing, new routes, new records. It seems like everybody is circumnavigating the Earth, but the typical sailing circumnavigation via the Suez and Panama canals must be old news because adventurers are finding new, more dangerous ways to sail the seas. Take Russian solo circumnavigator Fyodor Konyukhov, for example. Instead of sailing the trade winds around the globe, he decided to sail the freezing, wild waters around Antarctica. Earlier this month, Fyodor set the Antarctica Cup racetrack record at 102 days when he sailed into Albany, Western Australia. Fyodor left King George Sound back on January 26th. Alone aboard his 85-foot monohull, he sailed through the freezing storms while dodging both icebergs and whales. Meanwhile, two young British adventurers, James Hooper and Rob Gauntlett, recently became the first people to ever travel from the North Magnetic Pole to the South Magnetic Pole entirely under their own power. It took the two 21-year-olds just over a year to ski across the Arctic ice cap, cycle the length of the Americas, and sail from Chile to Australia. They used only wind and muscle power in an effort to stress the threat of global warming. Modern-day adventurers are embarking on voyages that Jules Verne would be proud of. Coming up in Bosun's Locker, we'll take a look at Stacey's wish list. On my wish list this week, 3 innovative products to wear while boating. First on the list is the Graviton watch by Reactor. It displays accurate tide charts for 275 worldwide locations. Other tide watches use a mathematical algorithm to predict tides, which isn't always accurate. But the Graviton's memory was programmed with over 8 million data points to provide precise tide charts. Plus, thousands of custom locations can be programmed with an offset of plus or minus 180 minutes. Next on the list, the OTB Keeper. If they're good enough for the Navy SEALs, they're good enough for me. OTB Footwear created a line of boots for the U.S. Navy SEALs and used the same design basics to create a great boat shoe. The Keeper features a perforated flat sole that allows for instant water drainage. The rubber used allows for silent traction on both wet and dry surfaces. And the Keeper's air mesh tongue and vamp make it much more breathable than your typical leather boat shoe. I'm told a ladies' version will be coming out this fall. And last but not least, I've put the Panther Vision Cap Light on this week's list. Clip-on hat lights might be functional, but they're not exactly fashionable. This Panther Vision Cap has ultra-bright LEDs built into the brim. When the lights are off, it simply looks like you're wearing a hat. But if you find yourself in need of some extra light, in a dark engine room for example, just flip the concealed on-off switch and you've got up to 30 hours of continuous light. We'll tell you where to get my wish list products at the end of the show. Next up, let's see what's splashing around in nautical news. 70-ton right whale is no match for a 90,000-ton tanker ship, and a collision between the two is often deadly for this endangered animal. But now researchers have found a way to help ships traveling through New England waters avoid these tragedies. Hydrophones, or underwater microphones, have been attached to special buoys to pick up the calls of right whales. When whale sounds are identified by a computer in the buoy, the data is then transmitted to Cornell University labs to be further analyzed. That's when ships can be notified of whales in their vicinity. 3 of these buoys have been placed in Cape Cod Bay, and 10 others are in the busy shipping lanes leading into Boston Harbor, where right whales tend to hang out. There are less than 400 North Atlantic right whales left on the planet. They like to feed at the surface and are not shy of boats. Since they communicate often with sounds like the up call, the use of auto-detection buoys is a great way to warn ships of their presence. Liquefied natural gas tankers are required to slow to 10 knots when right whales are detected in their area under terms of their federal license. For other types of ships, the slowdown is voluntary. In the future, LNG tankers will automatically receive warnings directly from the detection buoys. For now, Cornell researchers are directly calling ship captains. Ships can also be notified via the Right Whale Sighting Advisory System, operated by NOAA. For more information on what's being done to stop ship whale collisions, go to listenforwhales.org. Now it's time to reveal Stacey's TheBoaters.com Sealebrity profile pick of the day, which is Captain Norbert Borges and the 59-foot Ted Ashby. Norbert is master of the Ted Ashby, a scow built by the National Maritime Museum of New Zealand. He says he has many beautiful memories of working on the vessel. With a commercial launch master certificate, Norbert has been captaining charter boats since 1996. Welcome to the Boaters, and congrats on your Sealebrity status. And finally today, the captain's caption of the day is, "Here's to you, Mr. Helmet-wearing, boat-grounding, Bud Light drinker. Real American heroes." Submitted by Captain Michael Miller. That'll do it for this episode of The Boaters TV. See you back here on Wednesday.